Look, good evening, and thank you for listening in to the Valley of Michigan podcast in the Southeast region. I'm 32nd degree Mason Josh Marshbanks, and I'm sitting here today with my father and illustrious brother, Tim Marshbanks. Tim, how are you doing today?
Great, Josh. Great to be here. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's going to be an intriguing talk we have today. Looking forward to it.
As I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're doing things differently here in the Valley of Michigan. But let's go back a few years, maybe a decade or two. And why did you get into Freemasonry? What got you going?
Well, being exposed to Freemasonry in my life has been an everyday thing as far as I can remember. My dad was a Mason. My grandfather was a Mason. Mm-hmm. My mom was even an Eastern Star. So being a Freemason was just commonplace.
This is everyday life, wasn't it?
Everyday life.
Not so much anymore, huh?
Well, no, it's every second now.
Yeah.
However, so I can remember back as a child, going to events, and especially at Christmas time, my mom and dad would take my brother and I over to a lodge to see Santa, and get presents and that sort of thing. And then as we got older, my parents were going to events on their own and celebrating, and it was just an everyday thing. Mm-hmm. And of course, after my parents were divorced, it kind of went away for me because my dad wasn't there, and so it really wasn't on the forefront of my mind that much. And not until at least I met your mother,
right.
and after we were married. I want to say the same year we were married, your grandfather joined Freemasonry, and it brought it all back to me. And I was like, yeah, I remember all this. And so it was a couple years. We went to a couple installations and, the things where they installed the officers and a couple of parties and stuff.
You're getting your feet wet a little, huh?
Yeah. And got to thinking about it, and it's like, kind of wondered what goes on behind the door like they all do. Mm-hmm. And so one day I asked Dad if, I'm thinking about it, maybe I'd like to join. Well, that didn't take much because
right.
The following day I had a petition in front of me to fill out. So one thing led to another, and back in 1989 I became a Master Mason. Mm-hmm. I started with the Entered Apprentice in September, and next thing I know, the Fellowcraft, and I think sometime in October, and the end of November, I was a third-degree Master Mason, all set to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All within a year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been a full-time active Mason ever since then. That's going on 35 years this November.
Yep. Right. Yep.
And so I've been through the chairs in the lodge and served as master in 96. And it's just, I don't know where the time's been. It's been a wonderful part of my life, and looking forward to even more.
Sure. I mean, that's similar to how I got started. I mean, it was everyday life for me. I was sitting there with my grandfather in this same building we're sitting in today in downtown Dearborn, crawling around on the floor, even going to Christmas events, getting the presents, all of that. And then, years kind of went on, and I stepped away. I was getting older and finding my way. And that's,